Hey everyone, it's Raven, and I am here with our extra special guest.
Bimini Bumbulas! Hello babes, how are you all doing?
And welcome to a brand new episode of RuPaul's Drag Race Fashion Photo Review!
UK edition with season 3. Let's get into it.
Yes, RuPaul's Drag Race UK season 3, can you believe it?
It's come around so quickly. But I'm excited to see what they're going to bring.
You have really taken the UK drag circuit by storm and really made your mark.
I'm just getting warmed up, but it's been amazing to be part of the UK drag scene. And after Drag Race come in, seeing all the opportunities that we've been getting, it's just been incredible. And to just see queer people thriving is just amazing.
Now, everyone wants to be a drag queen.
Now we're off the mood boards and on the runway, baby, and that's where we belong. So Raven babes, what are we doing today?
We're going to be tooting and rooting the looks from the main stage of UK Season 3 of... This week, like they've done the first 2 seasons, you are going to do a look that represents the part of the UK you're from, and then a look of something that you love.
There's a lot of culture in the UK. There's a lot of different things. Each city has something different, each place that you live. So there's so much references you can pull from. So that's what I want to see today. I want to see references.
It seems like just yesterday you were walking onto the main stage in that green and yellow football thing, right?
The Norwich City Football Club look, which is going in a museum, might I add. So.
Oh. Wow.
Look, I stand by it. It was all about football hooliganism, which is a big thing in the UK culture. It's really, really masculine. So to kind of feminize it, it was about flipping it and subverting it.
How high was that heel you were wearing for that?
They are my standard go-to 10-incher.
So you're a size queen.
I can handle 10 inches.
So this time around, for something that you love, what would you do?
I think I'd want to go for something quite classic, kind of McQueenie or Galliano, or like around that kind of 90s supermodel era. I'm excited to see all of these people walking in. It's a great, strong cast, and they're so talented. Their creativity just transcends so much. Like, they really push themselves. And then Crystal Versace is about 12, and I want her skin.
Can you feel the love? Category is Queen of your hometown.
The Queen of Cardiff herself, Victoria Scone, as a daffodil. I love flowers. I love utilizing a flower in any way possible, but to be dressed as an entire flower? I mean, come on.
The shape is great as well. The fact that she's got the sequin going down the trousers as if it's the stem. It's over the top and it's camp. And it's exactly what I would expect Victoria to be doing.
Yeah, and one of my favorite things is that huge cellophane collar. I'm always gonna love anytime you incorporate flowers.
And it just makes me excited to see what else she's gonna do.
It's a toot.
Toot, baby, keep them coming.
Right, next up, the Queen of Birmingham, Kitty Scott-Claus.
I appreciate that Kitty has matched her belt to the shoe and that she brought in that colour. But to me, this isn't the best it can be. I feel like the jacket wrapped with the belt is a bit distracting with the gold. I'm not completely buying what Kitty's selling right now.
The use of that silvery white boot with the belt on top of the gold and the purple and that chocolatey brown, it's a little too much. I wish that the belt and the boots were also the same color gold as the inside of her shrug or her coat.
I appreciate that she tried to match them, but I think that it was just ill-matched.
I mean, I like all the pieces separately, but together it does look a little kind of hodgepodgey and it looks mismatched, although the boots and belt do match, which I do give her props for.
I agree, and I feel like the hair's a bit wrong for it as well. I feel like it's kind of falling into the puff of the sleeves and the shoulders, and it kind of all collides together. It's hard to kind of dissect it. So for me, sadly, Kitty, I'm gonna have to give this a boot. Sorry, babes.
I have to agree with you, Bimini, and I also give her a boot.
I can't believe I gave my first boot. Oh,
So quickly in the season, too. All right, from Dagenham, Miss Ella Bidet.
I've had an hell of a day. What do you think, Raven?
I love 60s fashion. I just wish the hair were a little bigger. I wish it were more coiffed and teased up a little bit more. However, this shoe, I love with this look. If she were wearing this shoe with anything else, I'd probably be like, no.
What pushes it further for me as well, rather than just being a kind of typical 60s dress and silhouette, which is cool. It gives me like Austin Powers vibes, but it's got that political message, which I think is really, really cool to add into that as well.
But I love all of this look together. I love the jacket. I love that she takes the jacket off, then she's got the cute fitted dress under it, and it's showing off her curves, which look great.
And I think that gives extra marks for me. So for me, this is a toot.
I love it. I give it a 2. Next up, the Queen of Brighton, Anubis.
To me, this is camp because I have grown up on Helter Skelters. It's like a big red and white kind of windmill shaped thing with a slide that goes all the way around it.
I didn't know that that's what that was called. Yeah, I know what that is.
So that's what this is referencing with the ice cream. So I get the Brighton references. What I kind of do not like as much is the fact that the sleeves are so big and then the dress is so long as well. I feel like it kind of gets lost. I feel like it would be better if it was a shorter skirt. Maybe it's just because I'm a slapper, so I like things a bit shorter. But I think because the sleeves are so big, it would have been nicer to have it a bit shorter.
It would have been cute if the peplum maybe were cinched in a little more around the waist to make it kind of pop more, because she does have that full voluminous sleeve.
Yeah.
And the way it hangs down, it creates an odd shape. It's a tailoring thing.
I appreciate the details of the blue in the inner sleeve and down onto the skirt as well. So I definitely think the attention to detail in kind of putting pieces in was there. I've never seen a Helter Skelter being referenced in fashion, so it was quite nice to see it.
There's a first time for everything.
There you go.
I do love the camp aspect, and I love the hair. However, I just wish that the garment itself fit a little bit better. But, yeah, it's a 2.
I would still give it a 2 for the camp factor.
All right, the Queen of Medway, River Medway. She loves Medway so much, she actually named herself River Medway. So maybe she did both looks in one.
I don't know about your growing up, but when I was a teenager, there's a lot of teen drinking in the UK, and the amount of times I've ended up getting drunk and walking around with a cone on my head, stealing it, and then like the police run around. So this is just giving me that. It's giving me flashbacks to that. The outfit isn't my most favourite outfit I've ever seen in my life. The hat's giving me a bit of kind of Halloween, but she sold it down that runway. Like, she was doing some weird stuff, so you kind of forgave it.
River Medway is a kook, and I love it.
Exactly. She's given me a bit of crazy, and I'm here for that. So
My favorite thing is the hair. I have never seen someone wear a wig that has been sculpted into a street cone, ever. I've never seen it. So, like you said, with Anubis dressed as a Helter Skelter, there's a first time for everything. Here we have River Medway with a traffic cone as a wig. The whole look does come off Halloweenish. The bow around the neck, the sleeves, but I do think it all fits well. I think that her body looks great, and I think that it is a very well-tailored costume. But yeah, it is a 2.
I'm going to give it a soft 2.
All right, bitch, the Queen of Kent, Crystal Versace. Miss Versace if you're nasty.
Versace. The underneath is obviously with the bodysuit, with all of those details on it, but then with the cage that goes into the hood, like the bodysuit goes into the hood with the cage, and the makeup is just stunning. She looks otherworldly, and it's just not fair. She looks incredible.
Yeah, she looks beautiful. It's uncanny because it is like looking in a mirror.
Yeah. It's because I've seen that face before.
She looks like me, bitch.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen that face a couple of times before. I'm going to say she's stunning. You're stunning, bitch. You're beautiful. No, I've always loved when queens use foliage and leaves to create a, like this Garden of Eden or this forest. And this is done beautifully.
If you go into kind of gardens in the UK, a lot of them have kind of these wooden walkways that are covered in flowers, and it looks like that, and it's such a British Park reference, so I get it straight away, and I think it's just so executed gorgeously.
This whole thing is a toot.
Yeah, total toot.
The Queen of Rochdale, she's back from season 2, one of your season 2 sisters, Veronica Green.
Now listen, I feel bad for Veronica because she was meant to come back and complete our season, and Miss Rona struck, and it put a spanner in the works for her. So she had to come back after already doing all of the looks for season 2. She had to do the looks for season 3, and none of us were workers, so it was a difficult time for a lot of performers. So I really do feel for Veronica because they're so talented. This look is giving me, trying to think of what the reference in my head. It's a bit Minnie Mouse, maybe.
I kind of see a couple things. I kind of see like Swan Lake. I kind of see Minnie Mouse. It's a cute look. I feel like we've seen that many times where it's a corset with something frilly around the bottom part and then something frilly on the top. It's a great way to take and incorporate cotton because apparently Rochdale is known for their cotton fields. So she decided to take cotton and make 2 cotton puffs for her head and cotton puffs on the thing.
I feel like there's like whiskers on the cheeks.
No, they're like freckles.
I appreciate it. I get it. It's sexy.
And I like the pump.
Yeah, the pump is cute.
And not to be punny about it, but it's kind of like a soft toot. It's like, okay, it's good. You're covered in cotton, so it's just going to be a soft toot.
I'll give it a soft toot as well.
Right, the Queen of East London.
Well, Queen of East London, eh?
Are you not feeling that?
Well, there can be more than one queen, of course.
Scarlet Harlot as a Pearly.
I appreciate the makeup, and I really do get the reference that she's going for with the makeup. I really think it's done really well, and I like the hair as well. I think it's camp. It gives me a bit of like Queen of Hearts from the neck up. The silhouette's nice, the shape's nice. She's got a gorgeous body. I feel like it could have been pushed a bit further to give it a bit more extra, because it's elegant, and then you've got kind of the pearls. I wish there was more pearls.
It's just like, a couple of strands hanging off your sleeve and a couple around your neck. It's like you're supposed to be a pearly, like put pearls all over this thing.
If you're gonna go for a pearl necklace, baby, go the full way. We want to see a full pearl necklace. I think I appreciate from the head up. I appreciate the sequin creating the body shape. I think that looks really nice. But I think it could have been pushed a teeny bit further. I
feel like when it gets down around the knees, it gets a little bit baggy.
Yeah.
And I feel like it could be brought in just a tad bit more, maybe a slit up the back so she's able to walk. Like you said, if you're gonna go there and put just a little bit more. It looks like something someone found and said, oh, throw some stuff on this. I need to do, a look. It's a boot. I'm gonna give it a boot.
I will give it a boot as well. And it's not just because you're from East London, babes.
Are you sure?
Well, we'll see what else she's got to bring.
All right, who's next? All right, the Queen of Burnley, Electra Fence.
So I appreciate the reference. I get like the big mining culture, and I get the first women to go down the mines was a huge thing. My issue is the muckiness of the mine. You're not just going to get it on your face, you're going to get it everywhere. So I would have liked to have seen it on any of the visible parts of skin on show, maybe on the bum, maybe on the legs. If you're going to go the full way, go the full way. It's a bit disconnected from the bottom up. I feel like it's kind of 2 outfits in one there. I appreciate the dirt, and I do get that as a reference, but I think that could have been pushed further. And I feel like the outfit's kind of split in 2.
The bottom half is so fitted with the chaps and the high-waisted panty, and then there's just this blousey top. And I understand you're supposed to be, I'm out working in a coal mine, but you're not really working in a coal mine. You're a drag queen walking on a main stage. So tailor that. Have that thing fitted to where it just hugs everything, like the bottom half of it.
I think I would have liked to have seen a bit more orange in there maybe, like somewhere else, just to tie it in, because at the minute it's disconnected for me. And yeah, I think she could have gone further with the muck. I appreciate the prop though. I do appreciate a prop.
I do love when you're going to go and when you're going to add some props, when you're not going to rely on them, but you're going to use some. But I just wish the shirt fit better.
I appreciate the prop, and I also appreciate the earmuffs because it was loud down in the mine. So I do like those attention to details, but I wish that had extended further into the outfit.
This is a boot for me.
It's a boot for me as well.
All right, the Queen of South London, Vanity Milan.
I loved that.
And Vanity has a reveal, so she comes out in this beautiful layered tulle coat. Now, what are all of the numbers and letters on the coat?
I think they are postcodes of places in South London. So I think there's Croydon, I think there's Brixton, I think there's South East, like Lewisham maybe. I think she's referencing South London and the community down there. So I think the colour scheme looked amazing on her. She brought it into her makeup.
And then let's see the dress under. I like the dress. I just wish that the dress, I don't know if it should have been either a little more sheer or maybe more opaque. It just kind of seems like some, I don't know. There's something about the dress I'm not too fond of, but I love the coat that goes over. And I do think she looks beautiful. I love the hair. I love the shoes.
Yeah.
But it's a 2. I'm going to give it a 2.
It's a 2.
The Queen of Newcastle, Theresa May. I love everything about it. I love the shoulders. I love all of the separate pieces.
There's a lot of the over-the-top elements. The sleeves are gorgeous. The neck, around the neck, it gives me quite Cruella as well. Like there's a bit of that kind of like really villainous to it, but also the football reference. And I guess she saw my first runway and thought, okay, I'm going to do a football reference, but I'm going to wear more clothes so I don't get red for having tape on show. So I appreciate that she's done a football reference. In the UK, football is so masculine and there's so much trauma for a lot of queer kids around it. So I think anyone that brings it into kind of subverts it into drag, I think it's really cool. Drag,
is taking the piss out of masculinity.
Yeah.
And it's saying, we're going to do it like this. And to not only, be doing drag, but then be doing drag and dressing up as a footballer is even more of a screw you. One thing that I always love whenever there's black and white is I love a pop of red. So I would have loved to see maybe a red pump with this or a red belt or, but it's a 2.
Yeah, it's a 2 for me as well.
The Queen of Lancashire, Charity Case.
On season 2, my season with Veronica did the Lancashire Rose and it was stunning. And this is the Lancashire Rose again, but it's completely horrific and it's given me kind of Little Shop of Horrors. It's given me kind of like really a bit Tim Burton-y, and I am here for it. I think the silhouette looks great, the details are cool, and I think it just really excites me to see what Charity's gonna bring to the runway.
I love the thorns all over the tights and the gloves. I love the shoe. I love that the shoe is just kind of like a tiny little strap going over her toes with this floral arrangement on there.
Now, I've known Charity since they started drag, so I've known them for years, and I've seen their creativity, and it just astounds me. It always blows me away. And what I love about them is that they can do sexy and they can do glam, but they bring an element of gore and freak to it. She's not afraid to get ugly, and I think I'm really excited for that.
It's a 2.
It's a 2.
All right, round 1 out of the way. Love it, love it, love it. I always love seeing what queens have decided to use as a representation of where they're from. So I'm excited to see now what they love.
Category is my favorite thing.
First up in their favorite things, Victoria Scone as Afternoon Tea.
I really see the 90s Bowery, Lee Bowery reference. It's given me quite like Richard Quinn now as well, which is like kind of Richard Quinn's doing a lot of florals, bringing the cake element to it, pushes it further, and it's just so good.
I'm just one of those people where I look at things and think, could have been streamed a little more. Like if she had some sort of a gimp or a hood on instead of a wig.
I agree with that.
like I would have liked to have seen that. However, I do like that the hair is incorporated into the big hoop that comes up over it to, you know, where you pick up the serving tray and kind of go here. But it's just one of those little things that I look at and go, oh, this is how I would have done it. That fabric's beautiful.
I think the hair is cute and it does its purpose, but to bring in that hood would bring in a bit of a fetish element. Lee Barry did a lot of that, so I think that would have been an extra push. But I fancy a slice of that cake. That was how you do your favourite things on a runway. To me, it's an absolute 2.
Cute.
Up next, Kitty's got claws, and she is giving us ABBA. I love a thigh-high boot with a stiletto, but I think it's the wrong boot for ABBA. I don't think ABBA would have worn that boot. I think it would have been more of a squared shoe.
Or it would have had like a huge silver trim around the top, or it would have had a chunky heel on the bottom. This outfit is cute, but it doesn't scream ABBA to me. If I looked at it, I wouldn't say, oh my gosh, she's doing ABBA.
The only way I would have said she was doing ABBA if I was at a karaoke club and she was singing Dancing Queen. And I would be like, oh, she's doing ABBA.
I would have done half and half. I would have done half Agnetha and half Frida, and had, you know, curly brown hair on one side and a flipped fringe on the other side. But it's okay. It's just, it's a 2. I'll give it a 2.
Give it a soft toot, Kitty. You got a soft toot from me.
Up next, we have Ella Vidae, Pride Progress Flag. I love this. She walks out and you know exactly that this is the Pride flag. And it's the Pride Progress flag. Yeah, it's beautifully done.
Some people get pissed off that we are pushing a progressive pride flag. People think, oh, it should just stay how it is, and you're always going to annoy people. And I think drag is always meant to be pushing things forward. So I'm so glad that she chose to do the full progressive pride flag. I think that was important. She did a political statement in her first one. So to me, I like someone that does bring a bit of politics into it.
I love the capes. I love how one side is, you know, tight and more of a leotard and the other side is more of a gown. I see more of the trans pride in the necklace than I do actually in the flag.
Yeah, I almost feel like she didn't need the necklace. I think it's a bit like there was so much going on down that it might have just been sexier to have a bare neck and not have the necklace there. And I'm not one that always likes rainbow colours together, so it's a 2.
I'm not big on rainbows either. But yeah, it's a great look. 2.
It's a 2. Next up, Anubis Finch as a sea creature. I love that there's a squid on the head, but what I'm trying to decipher is this a really big sea creature or a tiny, tiny net? Because I feel like maybe the net could have gone further. I think it could have been trailing all the way back. The net's just like a really, really small one. I do appreciate how ridiculous this is with the squid on the head.
And there should have been a bunch of different sea creatures like hanging off of it. To me, it just looks like a pretty basic brown sequin gown with a net over it with starfish in it. And then her hair is designed into a squid. It doesn't scream sea creature to me. The gown is pretty.
Is Anubis the sea creature, or is Anubis a plank of wood with a squid on the head? And I'm confused by what the sea creature is. We have something in the UK called the Sea Life Centre, and it gives me the kids' entertainer at the Sea Life Centre. That's what I'm getting from that.
She showed up to the party to say, "Oh, kids, look at me!
Yeah.
I'm Squiddy Squidderton." Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
Yeah, it's a boot.
I will give it a boot as well.
Okay, next up, River Medway with music.
I like the confidence, I don't like the outfit.
I completely agree. The confidence is great, but it's not selling it. It is really, there are music notes on her blouse. I see a little on the fabric at the bottom, but it doesn't scream music. It looks like some fabric she found and said, I need an outfit for the main stage of RuPaul's Drag Race. There's so many other ways you could have gone with music. If
she was on roller skates, I would have just think she's at a roller disco. I'm not getting music from that at all, really. The hair with the orange and then the red and the blue, I think it's like there's a lot of color choices that were made.
Yeah, and the fit, the fit is a little off too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's a boot.
It's a boot for me, yeah. But I like the confidence, babe. You've got good confidence.
Yes, confidence is great, and it always comes through, just not in this outfit.
Up next, Crystal Versace as a Sphinx. She's a Sphinx, duh.
Duh.
You could have told me that this was a 95 Mugler runway show, and I would have believed you. The silhouette is gorgeous. The shape around the neck. I love that there's the pop of red as well, like the pop of color. The way she's selling it as well is just outrageous, and she looks completely phenomenal.
Yeah, she's 19 and she knows her references. I love her shape. I love that everything is fit to her body so well. But one of my favorite things is the size of those ears, because a lot of people would just find ears and throw some ears on and be like, okay, look at me, meow, meow, I'm a cat. But she has ears, like full on erect Sphinx ears. She looks like feline royalty.
This is probably my favorite outfit I've seen so far. And I'm pretty blown away by it because she's 19 years old and it isn't fair.
Yeah, it's a 2.
I give it a 2.
Okay, up next, Veronica Green, video games. Why are you so quiet, Bimini?
This is really hard because I really like Veronica, but yeah, I don't love this. The hair and the blue and the green. I appreciate the character. It's kind of like kiddie, like playing your video games. But I think it could have been cooler if the hair wasn't bright green. I think the hair being bright green ruins it for me because Eddie from Ab Fab used to wear outfits like this, and it was quite cool. And if you feed into like the piss take of it.
As much as I do love a snowsuit, I feel like there's something missing in her makeup. I feel like the hair looks like she just threw it on and threw it to the side. For video games, you could have gone in other directions. You could have pulled references from like, Super Mario Brothers, from Pac-Man, from Donkey Kong, from like, it's lost in translation.
I agree.
It should have also been one of those things where, because you are wearing this huge snowsuit, why not bring your waist in some more and pop out your hips some more?
I would have preferred it with maybe a long, sleek wig or like even a shorter crop. But I think like a curly green against it doesn't really work well together.
When video games first started, and we can tell she's going that kind of route where it's more of that 80s retro vibe, why not go with like more punk? I think the hair you have on now, if you are wearing a wig, I don't know if you are or not, I think that hair would go with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a boot.
It's a boot for me as well. Up next, Scarlett Harlot. Favorite thing is music.
Oh, 2 queens brought music. Who did it better?
I definitely would say that I see this more as music than the last we saw. I appreciate the kind of 80s references that she's gone with, kind of that like really campy bubblegum pop princess. I mean, I think it could have gone a bit further. I appreciate the orange and the pink. I like that she's got those colours. There's a yellow band round the wrist, which I think didn't need to be there. So if you're going to stick with the colours, just stick with orange and the pink.
My favorite thing is this Walkman with this obnoxious cord that's wrapped all around her body, which it became part of the fashion. Of course, I love a crimp bleached wig. This is cute.
I get the story. Her parents are rich. They've bought her the first Walkman. She's walking around in school and she's got it on. And I like that she went further with the wire. I think that was a really cool touch. So to me, it is a 2.
Yeah, it's a 2. I love it. Next up, Electra Fence. And her favorite thing is her birthday.
It's her birthday and she'll cry if she wants to. I get the kind of little spoiled brat reference. I think my issue, there's a lot of details going on and I'm here for that. I wish there was more volume on the bottom maybe. I feel like it could have just elevated it a tiny bit further. But other than that, I think all of the details are really cool.
Yeah, I do love all the details. I love the candies. I love the lollipops. I love the jelly shoes. I wish the skirt were shorter. I wish the waistline came up higher. I wish that it was brought in a little more.
And I get the story. She sells it and I get it. She's a spoiled bitch, and she's gonna get what she wants.
You know, and if it's your birthday, why not walk out nude? Why not come out completely naked in your birthday suit with the lollipop and the birthday hat? But I think that the costume itself, it's just, no, it's a boot.
I give it a boot purely because I've seen it before. Up next, we have Vanity Milan as Estonia.
It's quite a way to go. She loves an entire country. I'm going to dress up as a swallow, but also the colors of the Estonian flag, which are blue and black and white. I like all of that harness and all of the straps, the sleeves, the pants, and then she's got all of that leather and straps, and then those beautiful flowers on top of her head.
What I would like to have seen is the jacket zipped all the way to the top. I think that would have looked nicer if it was closed. And I do not like the kind of two straggly bits of the hair at the side.
I love that you look at details, bitch. I love it. There comes times where like those little tendrils of hair hanging down. It's like, you didn't need that. But sometimes, you know, a queen goes, this makes me feel pretty if I have hair right here.
But I think it could take it more fashion if the hair wasn't there. Those two bits of hair, it kind of gives me a bit like Halloween-y vibes. But for the element of kind of going a bit out there, I'm going to give it a soft toot.
Yeah, she's got the colors of the flag. She's got the, you know, reference to the national bird. And then the way it was all put together. There are little details, but it's more on the side of a toot than it is a boot. So it's a toot. Oh, right. Up next, Theresa May. And her favorite thing is art. To know she hand painted all of this, hello. Amazing.
Yeah.
But then the shape of it, the structure of it, where all of the pieces hit, the details are from the top to the bottom.
I think the black lapel contrasting to all of those bright colors looks really cool. And she's got the black by the collar, by the cuffs as well. The shape looks gorgeous. I think I love the fact that she went for a yellow hair. I think that's really cool. My only issue with the hair is I wish it was a bit chicer, because I think the outfit is so chic that I wish the hair was a bit more of a, maybe a bit more slicked back or sculpted a bit nicer with a nice flick. At the minute, I think the letdown is the kind of quiff at the front. But other than that, the details on the outfit and the garment is extraordinary.
I agree. The hair, it would have been fierce if it were slicked and she had a huge hat on.
Yeah.
Like a huge hat that were painted in all those colors that's just fierce. But no, it's a toot.
Love it. Toot. Up next, we have Charity Case. And their favorite thing is freak show. Really appreciate it just because it's just so out there and weird and wacky and the face.
Yeah, I love all of the elements of this. I love the red and the yellow, the stripes within the green, almost kind of holiday type brocade fabric. Just all of the elements of this are a freak show. It's a freak show and it's done beautifully. And I'm sure she made all of this herself.
Yeah.
I love the shoes. I love the Jack in the Box.
You get it straight away. You know they mean freak show and you know that they love it. It's something that they do really love. They look like they're having fun when they do it. And again, that's so important. So to me, it is a big fat toot.
Toot!
Trend alert!
Bright
colors.
Fluorescence.
Pastels.
Bright colors. Bright colors is the trend alert.
Saturation.
Our top two of the week is
Theresa May.
You are a work of art.
She looks like she's a wheeler and a dealer and she knows what art she should be selling and buying, and I was here for it. Make sure to catch all new episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race UK Season 3 on BBC 3 every Thursday.
And on Crave in Canada and everywhere else worldwide on WOW Presents Plus. All right, Bimini. So welcome to the family of the tooters and booters from around the world. And you're going to be here next week tooting and booting.
I am.
Alongside myself for episode 2 of RuPaul's Drag Race UK.
Bye, babes. I'll see you soon.
Bye, Bimini. I'll see you next week.